just quite taxing.
But you also did the one that's like this woman where Christine and it was the I saw it online. It was like really cool when you scroll down. It was like all of you like rotating.
Oh, what was that? Oh, that was a New York Times.
That was
piece.
also New York Times.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That was
the
so
one you're
cool.
talking about. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I love that.
That was like
I
really
didn't like the
cool.
piece, but I actually really liked the photography and the art. around it,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
The piece sucked. Yeah.
Wait, what you didn't like about it?
I think there are really reductive ways that people talk about women and their abilities, and
Right.
I felt like it was really just like really two-dimensional. Like it didn't really go into much depth, and that was because the writer just like wasn't particularly interested in the subjects that she was talking to. It was more she was interested in the like overall piece of like women DJs, cool, right? And then it just was like I can't even remember. There was a problem with it. There was something that she said in there that like really irked me, and I wrote her and I was like, excuse me, and she was like, I don't know, like completely just wasn't interested in like, and then I was like, you don't have any credibility, I'm sorry, because you don't care about the people that you're writing about, clearly. It was just really shitty actually experience, and I think we actually spoke about it online and said like this sucked, but we like the pictures.
Yeah, it was like a really cool UX design.
Yeah.
Piece.
Yeah.
Really cool. Awesome. So Frankie, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Wow, that's a big question.
Yeah, I mean you're a legend, and we all know that.
Thank you.
You're such an
I
important
appreciate
main
that.
player in this nightlife scene.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And Thank
Yeah.
you for having me. I feel like I haven't done a podcast or interview in quite a while now. But I'm, gearing up for press season because the Dwell is happening. So this is the start of my press tour.
So exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting.
This
You can-
is
please,
lined up. That's
please,
it.
Please. That would be my main. That would be absolute
You
pleasure.
you are the first interview of the Dweller press season.
Dweller is such a beam of light for so many important artists coming up right now.
Yeah. I'm Frankie, as you know, and I co-founded Disc Women in 2014, a platform for women and non-binary DJs and producers, an agency. But we just closed the kind of broader platform, and now we just focus on the agency, the DW artists. And then I also founded Dweller, festival for Black electronic artists that happens in Black History Month, which is next month. Okay. Feb 22nd to 26th. So I'm very excited about that. And you've also been involved with that too, Saf.
I love
You create some beautiful kind of, I guess it's art and also like material objects that kind of live within Dweller.
I can't wait to do more.
I
I'm
can't
so
wait
excited.
either.
Yeah.
I hope so. And your
How
kind
many-
of light that you created was
How
great.
many venues are you doing Dweller this year?
We are. Wow, 1 second. I'm like pretending like I'm counting when I just have no idea. Maybe 8.
8 venues all over New York.
I'm trying not to like reveal anything.
Okay,
because
okay.
we're announcing all the lineups and venues on
That's
Monday.
more
but
than last year.
it's a lot more than last year.
Damn.
Yeah. And now we had about 40 artists last year. Now we have over 50. So it's really gone up a lot.
Taking up their entire city.
So I'm doing a dry January because I really cannot miss a beat up until the
Then,
festival.
yeah,
Because
totally.
I can't lose a day. Like
In-
it's really every moment is valuable at this point.
Do you have a team or are you just the all
No, it's
yourself?
not just me. I also I work. I have a really nice story about this. I founded Dweller in the first year was in 2019, and that was kind of in response to the DJ Ash Lorin. She emailed me asking to play at Bossa, and that's when I was booking at Bossa. And and I was like, oh, well, why don't we do it in February? And then I was like, oh, why don't we just make a bigger thing out of it and like just book
Nice.
black acts for like a week and do? And then that's how it started. And it was just at Bossa, and then it escalated in 2020 to being at Nowadays, and that's when you made your Beautiful Light. And so it kind of had an identity, and that's the first time we worked with Hassan Rahim. So I feel like 2020 was the year where it's like solidified a kind of art, like an identity outside of it just being like a black festival, but like having kind of like graphics and design that was like related to it.
So
people
cool.
had like more of a visual and a connection, and it really solidified the whole thing for me.
So cool.
But like with that, this guy comes up to me, one of the shows, a bosser, and is like, I'm from New Orleans, I'm doing my PhD at Tulane University, and like I just love what you're doing, and I would love to like talk to you about doing stuff. And I was like, yeah, cool. You know, I'm like, yeah, cool. In my moment, you're like, yeah, whatever, cool, yeah, I'm down to talk. You know, but it was really, really cool. And he emailed me, and he was like, oh yeah, I'd love to like do some kind of like blog thing, and this was just like right as the pandemic started.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, maybe we should just do a blog actually. And then that's how the Dweller blog. Yeah, that's how the Dweller blog started. He was the one who was like, let's try this. And so Ryan is his name, and Ryan runs all the blog, edits the blog, and also is a great curator too. So he helps organize me. And then, so that's how I met him. He just came to Dweller.
He's so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I would love to meet him.
Yeah, he's great. He's really, really great.
I actually know of Hassan since through MySpace.
No way!
We used to follow each other back then.
That's so funny.
Graphic design and graffiti world
Hassan.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I feel like you guys know each other. I don't know why. Yeah.
We never really met, but I love his work.
Well, it's so funny. I've worked with him so much, and we've only physically met up once. And that was in 2019.
Wow.
So I have worked with him so much on everything, and we haven't met again since. But we talk all the time. It's really funny. It's a very like online relationship. And then I also work with Enyo, who is she's a booking agent. She used to work in Berlin, but now she works in Amsterdam, and she was working as a booker for this club to school, but now she's just doing agency work and Dweller, so she's also in the mix. She's amazing. So it's the three of us.
That's amazing.
But we
That's
need
a
more
really
people
good
because
team.
it's crazy. Yeah.
That's a really good
We need
team.
more people. We need more money. You know, all these things. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So where are you from, and what's your background?
Where am I from? London. I grew up in London, and yeah, that place is an interesting place. Glad I'm not there anymore. Yeah, I grew up in West London-ish, which is kind of not, when people talk about London, they don't really talk about that part of London, really.
Wow.
I mean, they do, actually. That's not true. People will talk, if you talk about the Notting Hill Carnival, that's in West London. If you talk about Kensington, like, that's in West London. Harrods in West, there's certain things there, but that's very like bougie West London. Yeah, it was fine. And then I went to university, and it's really hard to like talk about this because there's like so much in my life. So
Sure.
I'm trying to just tap into the things that like are
The highlights.
engaging. But I went to university. Then I did a year abroad at university that allowed me to go to California for a year.
Oh, cool.
And that's where I learned so much about myself, race, gender. That's basically where all my politics were like solidified.
In California.
In California, yeah. At Santa Cruz is where I went to university.
Wow.
And it was, yeah. So when I came back to England being like, Black Power, all the British kids were like, fuck, I'm scared of Frankie. So then I lost so many friends. Like I lost all these friends, like really.
Really?
I went like ham. I was like, you're racist, you're racist, you're like just calling all these white people. I was a terror, you know? They were so scared of me. It was worth it.
No, it's really interesting when you
Yeah.
come here.
Yeah.
It's like opens your eyes.
I mean,
to a lot
to
of
give you a
things.
little bit of context about Santa Cruz University, Angela Davis was a professor there. So like, so much that just like really reflected some of the syllabuses. Like there was a lot of like really radical texts being taught, like more so than any university. Like it was known for being like that. So I really went to like maybe the most left syllabus university at that time, at least, that I probably could have gone to. So there was not really a chance I wasn't going to come out like that, if that makes sense.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Angela? Davis?
Angela Davis. I didn't get taught by her. She was just a teacher there.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was a teacher there, but she was kind of like phasing out at that point. But Bell Hooks also used to go to school there. So there's like a lot of radical black feminists were like there or like affiliated, and their texts were just like really present. And you know, growing up in London, you don't really, as a young black girl, there aren't things that you learn about yourself at all. You don't know anything, really, to be honest.
You're just in culture.
Yeah, you don't. And I didn't have a really sense of myself. There was nothing that reflected. So when you're faced in that reality of feeling like nothing is representing you, and then you go to a place where you see yourself in all these texts and people are talking about your experience, it's like, whoa! Like I really had an emotional, like, transformative experience there, like, where I just unlearned so many things that I thought were true about myself. Like, I thought that I wasn't capable of certain things. I thought I was ugly. Like, all these things that are really, like, racistly learnt about you as a black person in the UK. I had to undo all this stuff when I was like, whoa, okay, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. So then when I came back, I was fucking pissed, you know? And all these white kids at my university had to pay the price. That was just the only way I was gonna go.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty intense, but I also don't regret it, and I needed to do that for, you know, and
Part of growth.
yeah, exactly. And then so I just wanted to move to the US after that. That was it, you know. And my mum, you know, just coincidentally remarried an American. She was able to get me a green card. I was like, perfect. Couldn't be even any better. And then I visited New York, and I was like, this place is fucking sick.
Yeah,
what the
totally.
hell? And then I was like, I've got to be here.
Amazing.
That's the short story. But to add to the music part.
Did you get to see Prodigy?
No.
Did you get to see
I wasn't
Chemical
into
Brothers?
Prodigy back then.
Oh,
No,
really?
no. I wasn't. Now I'm like, fuck. But yeah.
What
then.
were you into?
I grew up with pretty limited music, I would say. My mum, we had like 3 CDs, but like, you know, I really had a hard upbringing, and so we didn't have much.
Right.
We literally had like 3 CDs and a CD player, and I think we had like Tony Braxton, Mary J. Blige, Tracy Chapman, like that was kind of like on rotation.
Wow.
So my music was very limited, and that's when I was like 16 or 17. I met this guy called Jason who I had a massive crush on. But he didn't like me, but it was unrequited love. But it was also like I was in love with his taste of music. Like he showed me everything, like
That's
Aphex
amazing.
Twin, Bjork, like all these things where I was like, oh my god, this is so crazy and cool. But that's been a real foundation for like how I've connected with electronic music. Because I'm going to university
In
the UK.
US.
In the UK, they did a lot of raves at the back of the campus. They would do
Wow.
like, and I had never raved, never done any drugs, nothing like this. I was just like, what the hell is this? Going to this rave? These fucking people are so weird. You know, a year later, I'm one of those people, you know, and continue to be that person. I'm like, these people are crazy. And then I'm like, yeah, I definitely rolled for the first time out there.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it was great. But then I had such a taste for that music and that experience and that environment and like blah, blah. And so when I came to New York, I was like, where the fuck is it? I mean, it was 2009 when I moved here, which is really in the lull of nightlife.
Right.
In New York City. It was
Right.
like just after, you know, Limelight and that great era, and then Giuliani had cracked down and all this shit. So there was just like, there wasn't that same
Not that much.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're in a like thriving part of it,
Definitely.
right? And so I was just waiting to find it, and eventually found Bossa Nova. And obviously the rest was history.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Fucking hell. It's ridiculous. The
Did you have
journeys we take to get to a dance floor. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really crazy.
evolution?
You know? Yeah,
And
cool.
it's nice to go through hell, like what we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, my story, whatnot, to make you such a stronger person and personality.
Yeah,
and, like,
for sure. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, exactly. Like, when I first moved here, I didn't have any money. I was working food service jobs, all constant. I mean, I did for so many years. But like, those jobs are what shaped me so much. I mean, you see the way people treat people when you work in a service job.
yeah.
People treat you like shit. And I was like, that is just not how I ever want to treat people, ever.
Right.
Like, it's disgusting, like the sort of classist way people treat people who are serving you a pizza, you know? It's terrible.
Terrible.
So, you know, things like that really shape, like, who you are, I think, and how you want to move in the world. And so I'm really thankful for those kind of experiences as well.
Did you ever DJ?
I did actually.
I
I've DJ'd like 3 times.
Yeah.
Once was at Trophy Bar.
Wow.
I actually had a party at Trophy Bar for like a couple of weeks where we'd play like hip hop and rap, and I did it with Adam. And yeah, it was terrible. I think I don't even remember what I was doing. I don't even think I mixed tracks. I just like played the next song.
Totally.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think this is for me.
So how did you meet Christine? Can you tell?
Party stuff. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the birth of this woman?
I can. Yes. This woman. Yeah. 2014. So Emma, aka Umfang. I met her at Bossa. She was playing a techno track, and I loved it. This is when I was like, oh, someone else likes this music. That's what I was like. She played it, and I went up to it. I was also rolling face, and I was like, what's this track? She's like, what the fuck? So I was just like, ah! And she told me, and then we met again at Bossa under a little bit different circumstances, and we just became really, really fast friends. And sometimes when you just have these connections with people,
Wow,
it opens up lots of doors and ideas. And we were like, there are so many great women DJs around here and producers. Like, why don't we do something with this? All right, let's do a festival. So let's just do a 2-day party. So Discwoman, and then that's kind of like how Discwoman was born. Just like us going back and forth. And then Christine, I'd known through her doing her witches parties, like in the scene. And I knew she was like on her shit, and I was like, we kind of need her too, because she can make us look professional, because I'm kind of a lush. Emma's a DJ, so we just need someone else to center us.
I love working with Christine.
Yeah, she's the best. So that's how it all came together.
Amazing.
And then it was a 2-day party, but then it ended up going on for 7 years. So.
And where was the parties at?
7 years, 8 years, I don't remember. Where were the parties at? Oh my god, everywhere.
Wow.
I mean, Bossa was the starting.
Got it.
That was the first ever one.
Yeah. So you guys would take over Saturday, Sunday type of thing.
We did a Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. That was the first event. Yeah. It's crazy to think about now, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then how did the NYC dance started?
Wow.
I remember one time
I forgot
John
about that,
meeting up with John, and he was like freaking out about somebody gonna close the club because of the dance law.
Bossa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had a task force
very
case through
serious
that.
about
Yeah.
it.
You remember? They
Right,
got like the
right,
March
right.
Force, March Task Force.
Right.
And the March Task Force, for anyone who doesn't know, is just like every single like authority in New York. So like buildings, fire, police, representatives from all those things come and crack down all at once. So you get violations for like everything at one time. And that happened to Bossa, which is like 100 cap club, which doesn't make any money. So you can imagine how hard is it for a club like that to survive.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So that was like, and that was at a time where dancing in a club was illegal without a license.
It's crazy to think about it.
It's ridiculous. You couldn't have more than 2 people dancing at one time.
It's really
otherwise
crazy
you
to think about
it.
Because at that time, New York City was every bar had like a computer set up.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like trap music everywhere or like justice or something.
Exactly, but you could get fined for that.
That's crazy.
So every club was living in that kind of space. It was actually so crazy. So then when Trump was elected, everyone was like, oh, this fucking sucks, obviously. What could we do?
Wow.
We can let people dance.
Oh, that's
Which
so
is,
cool.
let NYC dance. It was our slogan. I think everyone was just feeling really defeated, and I think it was a great time for us to use that kind of energy on something that we cared about. And John was like, let's try and do this now. Let's repeal this like 100-year-old law. Let's just try and do it.
Such a racist law too.
And we did it.
You really think how did that? Huh? That law started. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. I
how
mean,
like like the girls from uptown. Or
yeah, it was like it was to stop interracial mingling. Was
So
basically what it was,
crazy.
which is crazy. That was the original reason why it was introduced, and then it just stuck.
That's insane.
And you're just like, and then there's so many laws like this.
Yeah.
And they just stick, and then nobody really. But we, yeah, I mean, we were able to do it. I think we just did it because people have tried before, but I think the timing was really right this time, because also it was De Blasio who was the mayor at the time, and he needed something to make him look good as well. So it was like
wow.
it was great. It was
Win-win.
serendipitous, yeah, for sure. It was a win-win,
Wow.
exactly.
I remember watching you on TV or something, or YouTube or something, and you were on the board and you were just like reading everyone what you had to say about it.
You're talking
and
about.
you were so serious, and I was like, dude, if I was sitting in that room, I would not say no to this person at all.
Good. Wait, was that in the town hall?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
City
yeah.
Hall. That was in City Hall.
And
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's no way I'm gonna.
That
are
was
you-
so fun that time. That was awesome.
You're like,
Yeah,
I
liked it.
defeated
Yeah, it was fucking
New
sick.
York.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
That's
I'm the
amazing.
city council member now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's
That
amazing.
was awesome. It was good.
So, wow, you've done a lot. You've done Dweller, This Woman, Latin NYC Dance. If there's anything else that we need to know?
I'm like, there's nothing. There's nothing else to know.
So, how has the scene after the pandemic been? Or what do you think things... okay, also, I want to you've been very vocal about making sure promoters book POC women artists, and it was very eye-opening when you're like in the article that like one of the top DJs are all white men,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was like, wow, we're like getting rubbed
Yeah.
in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pandemic in itself. Sorry, it really is. It's crazy.
Oh, you're right. It is a pandemic. So, wow, you're right.
Yeah, I'm talking about the white men DJs.
Yeah.
I mean, epidemic. Yeah,
Do you
whatever you fucking want to call it.
do you
It's
think-
some kind of demic that is crazy.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think the pandemic, the real pandemic,
Yeah, right.
the real pandemic kind of. I mean, so many things obviously came to the surface, right?
Right.
And like race was obviously one of the biggest things that came up due to George Floyd's murder, and yada yada yada, and like protesting and all these things. So that bigger conversation trickled down into other people, everyone's kind of own experience of racism, and that went into so many different fields, and obviously it hit music and DJing, and so everyone starts telling their experience. It was a really poignant time, for a lot of black artists to kind of talk about their experiences of racism and how fucked up it is that like the face of electronic music is like pretty much a white man and not the origins of the music, right? And like, why isn't Detroit and Chicago being like pushed as hard? Like, why is a superstar DJ a white guy? Like, why is this happening?
Right.
And it just, I think within that context, it just looks so stark. Like, it was just so clear how fucked up it is. But kind of as soon as things started kind of gradually coming back a little bit, those conversations kind of got left behind. I think largely they did. I think some people really took it to heart as well.
Correct.
And I think, especially in New York, I think there's been a lot of shifts in bookings at the clubs
Definitely.
in general. And I'd say it's a pretty diverse booking in New York. Like, it's kind of sick, actually. But that doesn't speak for the rest of the
world.
no. And I think it has just kind of regressed back to what it was before. And for me, I'm like, I spent so much time kind of like trying to fight for women and black artists to kind of be involved with these like mostly white-led events. And I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I just kind of want to create our
Exhausting.
event
Yeah.
and just focus on that. I don't want to ask for handouts anymore. I don't want to ask people for shit. It's so demeaning as a process, you know?
Totally.
And that's exhausting, which is why I don't really do interviews that much anymore, because I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I feel like my energy is best served, you know, working with my people.
We need an international Frankie.
You need an international Frankie.
Worldwide Frankie, all over all continents.
No, you don't. This is enough. I do not subscribe. No thanks.
Wow. So you think people have been listening to what's happening in the scene and taking notes?
I mean, I think it's a mixed bag, you know?
Right.
I think, I don't know. I'm also like older and jaded, and so sometimes I'm not sure if I'm like not noticing it because I'm just so sick of it.
Right.
Or I'm not noticing it because it like literally isn't there, you know? I think it's kind of a mixture of the two, which is also why I like to like pull myself back a bit, because I feel like I can be a bit of a downer. You know? Like, I don't know. Like, I think there's just so much awesome, like, new, not just younger, but like, just like a fresh energy in the scene that like is just really, really cool. And people creating new things, and like there's a lot of art happening that's like really, really sick. And I feel like I've just finished doing that kind of chapter a little bit.
Right.
And now I just kind of want to focus on the like take a step back a bit and just focus on like creating the spaces, or like curating the spaces, but not necessarily having to like be in the middle of the space. Yeah.
Amazing.
That makes sense.
Amazing, of course. So you think the scene is definitely getting better?
Yeah, like so.
Do you feel like the next generation
I think
is
it's better.
more aware?
Yeah, I think from like, I mean, I was saying when I got here, I couldn't find the music, you know, and now it
was literally only Output and Bossa.
Yeah, and I was here before those clubs even existed,
Yeah.
so there was nothing.
Also, Michael Potvin had his own little DIY space going.
Oh yeah.
What was that called? I can't
The
remember.
gallery?
I was literally with him today. No, he had steel drum.
Oh
Steel
yeah.
drum was
I never
really
went there
cool.
actually.
Yeah. It was so hot in there.
Yeah, I heard it
Going
was
there in the
really
summer, it was
great.
really-
And then, but he also had that gallery space. Do you remember?
Oceanfront.
What was it called again?
Oceanfront.
No, that was the studio at the back. There was the gallery is called something else at
But
the
the-
front. Oceanfront Studio was like
I can't remember.
Flux place, I think.
Right.
Right? And then he had his
Yes,
space was
yes,
at the
yes.
front.
Yes.
It was just a gallery, but I don't remember what it was called. You don't remember either.
Is it Oceanfront?
It wasn't called Oceanfront.
But I
Was
do
it?
remember going to raves in the basement.
Was it?
There was raves in the
I
basement,
wasn't
no?
invited. Yeah. What's that?
Maybe.
I don't. That feels like a whole other age.
Totally,
It's actually
totally.
so crazy. to
Like
think
the
about
scene
that.
have grown tons since.
It's grown so much, and I would say mostly in a positive way.
Definitely.
Like I think. I mean, I think New York is doing great in this way.
Which spaces do you like the most now?
Oh my god, I like don't even go out anymore. But I feel like I'm really being brought up. I'm just gonna say Bossa Nova, and that's it. Not that's
Paragon.
it. No,
Interest-
I knew this was gonna happen. That's why it's like, of course, Paragon.
Okay.
Of course, I've
Okay.
had great nights at all the clubs nowadays.
totally,
Public
totally.
Records, Basement. Like I honestly have had really good times there.
Totally.
And yeah, that's all of them.
there is not really enough DIY spaces anymore, though.
No, there aren't.
Yeah.
There used to be a lot more of the sort of illegal raves
Definitely.
happening, and they're here and there, but it's.
They don't
But that was
survive
also
long.
like, there's also just like more clubs as well.
Right.
So I think a lot of people opt to do stuff in club spaces because it's just already the infrastructure's already built.
Right. Easier.
It's easier. It's
overhead.
less expensive for a promoter to do
Yeah.
that. But I need to go to a rave. I haven't been one in a really long time. Like an illegal space rave would be awesome.
I mean, winter's our.
It's the time. Well, I'm not organising one, so who is? Who's doing it?
Ay. How's your life doing? You want to tell us more about boxing?
Boxing's great.
Yeah. Other than music, what else do you do?
Good question. I'm really into film. I'm really into boxing.
Really? I didn't know that. Wait, let's talk about film.
I love films. Yeah.
What's your latest movie have you seen? Have you seen Triangle of Sadness?
I have seen that. Yeah.
Such a good movie. I've seen that movie like
yeah,
twice.
I liked it. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd.
Wow. Wow.
But I did like a lot of elements. I love the puking scene, but maybe I shouldn't talk about it in case people haven't seen it. Just kidding. No one pukes. Yeah, it's an interesting movie. I don't know. I always just appreciate the fact that a movie even gets completed like that. You know,
so much work.
It's so much work
So
to
much
do
work.
that. So I have just a huge appreciation of the art form itself. So even if it doesn't grab me in the way that it may grab somebody else, like I think anyone can kind of objectively appreciate something like that movie.
Right.
That really tries to say something and like do something weird. Like I love shit like that. So it was great to watch. But I loved Tar, loved it. Thought it was fantastic, amazing. One of the best things I've seen in a really long time, I would say.
Totally.
Yeah, really, really loved it.
What else do you like to watch?
Well,
what else have you seen that you would recommend that you
I've
like?
watched so many things recently. What have I seen that I really liked? Oh my god, you're really putting me on the spot now. Well, I don't really watch, so I hate watching horror movies, but I recently challenged myself to watch one, and I watched this movie Barbarian. Have you seen it?
Yes.
You have seen
Yes,
it?
yes,
It
yes.
was
The one
horrible.
in the basement.
Yeah, it was
So
horrible.
Creepy. Oh my, so creepy.
It was terrible. I was like,
So
this is
creepy.
my peak. Like, really. If I'm watching a scary movie, I will look up the plot, like everything that's going to happen before
Right.
the scene happens, so I know not to be, so I'm not scared.
Right.
It's too shaky.
Right.
What have I watched? Well, you're really putting me on the
Well,
spot.
I didn't know that. Now I'm gonna hit you up and be like, "Hey, you wanna go see that movie?" Because John doesn't. I never have time.
Really?
I'm like, John, let's go see this
I
movie.
don't really
Like,
go to the movies, but I watch a lot of
Really?
movies.
I
Yeah.
love going to the movies.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Let's go. I'm totally down.
I love going
I'm
to
very,
movies.
very down.
I don't know what it is, but I love going to the movies.
Yeah, I would love to do it more. I would love to do it more.
And I also love going to movies where you can eat and drink.
You like doing radios where you can eat and drink. Like, it's a theme, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm
All in
also watching Love Island at the moment, which is great. So you should watch that.
Love Island. Okay, wait. I actually been watching Below Deck.
Oh, I love Below Deck. Are you kidding? Don't get me started on reality TV. I've seen everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I love all of them.
Below
They're
Deck.
Below Deck
Yeah.
Med, Below Deck Down Under, Below Deck Regular,
Adventure.
Below Deck Adventure. See, I
Sailing.
know all of these fucking things. Yeah.
Wait, what about the one that's like my friends put me on it? My city friends put me on it. They were like,
Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
no, the one. It's like you don't see the person, and then you get to marry them right away.
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. That is
Oh my God.
insane.
I actually counted the other day how many dating shows I've watched, and I won't reveal the number because it's above 10.
Wow. You should write reviews about that.
Yeah, I should actually. Yeah. I'll just add that to my list of things to do every day. Yeah. Just don't forget to review the Love Island episode. That's what I'm going to do tonight. That's my plan. I'm not going out. I'm going to see Juliana after this, actually.
Wait, where?
I'm just going to go and hang out with her.
Oh,
And,
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she lives in the
She
city.
lives close, yeah.
Oh, very nice.
You should have her come.
Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my plan.
Amazing.
Love Island. Do you ever seen it?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I mean,
I love
actually,
you're animated. You're a fan.
I've definitely finished Spiraled on that Love is Blind one.
You did that, yeah. It's great.
And I love Below Deck.
You're like, that's it.
I kind of want to sign up just to try it out.
Oh my god, I can imagine you actually. I don't know why. As a deckhand.
Well,
I can imagine
I somehow stumbled on a sailboat this summer and I was able to get one.
you. Now you're feeling yourself. You're like, I can get on Below Deck.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
It's
there are
been
people
fun.
on there who've only never just been on a boat, and they're like, I don't have any experience.
I'm obsessed. I'm getting to learn so much about like what is it to own like such a big boat, the stress of it.
Right.
And certain things are like similar. But obviously my boat's like only 23 feet, so it's very controllable. But these yachts are like huge. I'm like, to control that thing
it's crazy.
is insane.
It's actually crazy.
Especially some of the captains have to trust their deckhand to tell them what to do.
It's actually a really crazy reality show.
Yeah.
Because it's such a tight space to have a camera in there as well, on top of everything
right.
else.
The rooms are
It's
insane.
It's insane.
And they like have sex in there. It's disgusting.
It's actually so gross. I'm like, what? Oh.
But it
But
does
it's
seem
like
like
hilarious, actually.
What I enjoy about it, they have fun.
Yeah.
You know, they'll have
It's
fun.
a fun show.
And it's
a really
not
fun
like,
show.
oh, you can't be partying after work. No, everybody gets
No,
loose.
everyone gets so hungover, but I'm just like, I feel it viscerally when they're hungover,
Right.
and they have to like clean the boat the next day. I'm like, I would, but they're also like puking as well while like trying to clean the boat. I love it. It's great. It's very relatable in a lot of ways.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't puked and cleaned a boat, but when I was working in food service, I'd be hungover constantly, and I would definitely puke and yeah.
People being such a
Serve
weird.
people.
It's such a weird interaction. It's like pooping
Puking?
from the mouth. What is throwing up? It's pooping from.
That's very accurate. But I would say that it's more involuntary than,
Right.
you know, a poop. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, we digress. that happens, yeah. Yeah, boxing is also great.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
So, how is boxing? Tell us more.
It's really.
How did you get into it?
Huh?
How did you get into it?
I was just like, I want to do it. I
Nice.
just like the way it looks. It looks cool. And then when I started, I was like, wow, this is fucking hard. But I really like decided I was gonna commit myself to it. Like I just like really put my and I've never really done that with anything fitness related in my life. So it was really like a big deal. And then when you start feeling like you're learning something, it's really addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing it for like 5 years.
So, do you
now.
get to watch? Do you like watching boxing at all?
I do, but I don't get to. You know.
Such an amazing sport.
It's really amazing. I mean, if you see any Muhammad Ali fights, it's like watching a dance. you know?
Wow.
Beautiful fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a beautiful sport. I mean, it's very rhythm based. You know, like
Right.
it's like so much of it is about your feet than anything else. Like that's the main thing. Having your feet, yeah. Your
More
feet
than-
being more than even like your arms are like the last thing that needs to work.
Oh wow, I didn't
Because
even
the
know
power really comes from your torso and your twisting rather than it just being your arm, you know?
that. Right.
So
Because that's
everything-
exhausting.
That's exactly. Imagine
Wow.
if that was all the power was coming from
Yeah.
there. It has to be it's loaded from like your hips and like moving.
Right.
And your feet have to be in the right place because otherwise you'll trip up. So there's loads, all these
Wow,
things.
I did not know
yeah,
that.
so
Wow.
that's when you go there, you're like, I want to box, it looks cool. And then you're like, wow, I look so fucking loserish. Wow.
Wow.
And then you're just like wanting to not look like that anymore.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but it's very humbling. But you know, the other things apart from it, like looking cool and like you getting stronger, is like it's just great for your confidence. Like, and especially as a woman, it's really, really nice to feel like you may be able to protect yourself, even though you probably wouldn't. But just the mental feeling of that is comforting. You
That's
know?
amazing.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's amazing. Running at all?
I
Or
run a
straight
little
up
bit.
riding bikes?
I run. I ride bikes. I just try and do everything. I was in a very big fitness lull, and now I'm just trying to keep the blood flowing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's so important to stay healthy, especially if you're out at nightlife.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's catching up with me now. Yeah.
Definitely. It definitely catch up with me after Paragon because I was just like, we worked so hard to make it happen.
Yeah.
And then the partying of like, and obviously drinks are so delicious there. And they're like kind
Right.
of free.
Yeah.
Next thing, I'm gonna get God. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
totally,
God. And I want to see
totally.
all my friends play there.
I know. That's the thing. You kind of get stuck in a loop with it.
And it's a
honestly.
beautiful space.
Yeah,
like,
it's beautiful.
And it sounds good. And your friends are there.
It's really
It's an
fun.
addiction.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely
That's
hard.
why for me it's like it's all or nothing. Like I have to pull myself out. Otherwise, if I go
Totally.
in, it's like
Well, I'm
I
definitely
was stuck
the
there
same
for
way. Yeah,
3
yeah,
days.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, guess who I've been running into in the gym?
Who?
Our friend Seva.
Really?
And
oh, you go to the
he
same gym. Which gym do you go to?
It's just a local crunch gym.
Okay.
It's like by my house,
Yeah,
clean.
okay,
It's
cool.
simple.
Yep.
It's like working people gym. It's not like a serious gym. But Seva lives close to there, and he's always there. And this
Wow.
guy is a beast. Like
Wow.
he works out. Like we're
Jesus.
talking about. You're like, oh hi Seva, what's going on? He's like,
That's awesome.
He's so focused, and then I only recently started getting to talk to him about it, and then his routine, the things he showed me just from like hanging out once or twice has been amazing.
Wow.
Like he told me that like drinking a mate is like about 100 calories,
Wow.
and then I did the what is it called, when you climb the steps, the elliptical. When
Yep.
You, and then I
the
did it.
Stairmaster.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
it for like 10 minutes and only burned 100 calories. I was like, oh my god, this is how much I'm putting in my body.
It's actually crazy when you think about
and
it
it's
like that.
really hard to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
out.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he showed me like an app he had. He's like, yeah, I count everything. And
Wow.
he's ripped. He's in a really good shape.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah, he's
awesome.
incredible shape.
That's great.
But he put me on that. So now
Yeah, the
I was at the
calorie
movies
thing. Yeah.
last night, and I was looking what to get to drink, and I was literally counting the calories the entire night.
Right.
I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pay the
No.
hard way the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe the soda isn't worth it because it's also like they're like such empty calories. It's like it's not like you're eating it and you're getting full, you know?
Right,
So
right.
it feels like a waste. Like a bag of chips is like feels like a waste to me. I'm like, oh, I have to like, and just it doesn't fill me up. Like I'm not getting any energy from this food. It's not nutritious, you know. It's
Right.
just like sitting there. So what's the point? But I love eating chips though. So just scrap what I just
Me
said.
too. I love chips.
Me too.
Yeah. No, chips are amazing. Do you have any
Yeah.
dietary restrictions?
No, no, not really.
So
I
seafood
don't,
or
like to, I don't like to get too obsessed about what I eat. I just kind because I think.
are you a snacker or more of a
Oh
meal
yeah, I'm a
person?
snacker because I like to. I don't smoke anymore, but I like to eat edibles.
Oh wow, very nice.
Yeah. So then I get very munchy.
Yeah. Very cool.
So I don't know what to eat. I drink seltzer a lot to help.
Right.
But I love sweets. Anyway, anything left you want to know about me? I'm like, I love sweets. I love pizza.
Your relationship, your boyfriend is so sweet.
My
Shut him
boyfriend
out.
He is so sweet. Yeah, he's great. Hi, Daniel. He's definitely not listening because he's at the club. So
Wait, which club? Oh, he's in
Berlin.
Berlin.
Yeah. I don't know which one.
How do you like the scene there?
It's good. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I've had some amazing nights out in Berlin.
In
It's
Berlin.
been really, really great.
What's your favorite spaces there?
Oh, I'm a big Berghain fan.
Oh, right.
I love it there. I love Ohm, little club, part of Trezor. It's really, really nice.
Heard about it, yeah. Can't
And
wait to go.
I've had some great nights at Trezor too, actually.
So what about Mexico City?
I mean, I couldn't name a club in Mexico City.
Sweet.
Last time I was there was like 5 years ago.
Oh.
But I had so much fun there. I mean, the food was amazing. People were so sweet. It was lovely.
What's
Great
your favorite food, by the way?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know. I have no idea.
Like fish and chips?
No,
or
it's not
like
fish and chips. You say that because I'm
curry?
British. Is that what you guys eat out there? Fish and chips, baked beans, curry. Yeah, pretty much actually.
My roommate is British.
Yeah, and that's what.
Marimate.
Huh?
Marimate, the jam stuff?
Oh, you're talking about Marmite.
Yes, Marmite.
Marimate.
sorry.
I love that. So we made it sound really fancy. I was like, is that Italian? Marimate? Marmite.
Marmite is so delicious.
That's great.
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm indifferent.
Very nice. Christian, do you have any questions?
I just feel you just shut the microphone in my mouth. Marmata. That's such like an Italian like.
It sounds Italian.
Yeah.
Marimate.
I'm so happy to see you, Frankie.
Oh, thank you. You too.
I mean, yeah, it's always an honor to see you. Like,
So
I
cool.
believe in what you do. You know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for having me. It's been really nice. It's a lovely space, so everyone should come and
Thank
eat
you.
pizza and hang out with these lovely people.
Good time. Thank you so much for coming.
Pizza's really good. Really, really good.
The pizza.
It's so good.
I was so stressed in the beginning. I was like, is the pizza gonna be good? I was like, oh.
No, it's great.
Here he is.
It's really, really great.
DJ Sammy in the house.
Oh, hi.
Well, thank you for coming. You're so
Thank you.
cool.
You're so
Dweller.
cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
One
Yeah,
more time.
laptop.
Let's focus on Dweller one last time.
Dweller Festival.
When is it gonna be?
February 22nd, 26th. Lineup hopefully should be coming out on Monday.
Monday.
Hopefully.
Woo.
And it's gonna be crazy.
50 artists.
Yeah. Shoot me in
That's
the face.
Amazing.
Don't do that. Okay. Just
Thank
come
you,
to the
Frankie.
pie. Don't bring any guns.